So you all remember when I told you about that bill in North Dakota that was so horrendously stupid that it was funny bad, like so bad that it's funny? Well, despite all of that, it would have caused a lot of harm to the queer community in North Dakota and really to lots of other folks as well. So I have some good news. The bill has been killed. We defeated it. And when I say that we defeated it, I don't mean that like some judge said that it was wrong. I don't mean that some senators decided that they were going to kill this thing in committee or something like that. No, when I say that we defeated it, I mean us, the queer community. We're the ones that stopped this thing from passing. If you don't know, North Dakota is an extremely conservative state, and the Senate there is just filled with Republicans. I think there's about one Democrat to every 4 Republicans in the Senate, something like that. And yet, this bill was defeated by a large margin. Very few senators actually voted for the bill in the final vote. These Republican lawmakers weren't doing this out of the goodness of their own heart. They weren't doing this because it was a matter of conscience for them. They were doing it because there was tremendous pressure not to pass this bill. There was lots of media attention, lots of people were talking about it, we were talking about it. There was lots of buzz around it, and everybody knew the contents of this bill because so many people were talking about it. People talked about how the bill mandated the use of pronouns as determined by your DNA, or as the bill put it, your deoxyribonucleic acid. Tons of queer activists showed up, including many gender non-conforming folk who pointed out that their testimony at the hearing itself, if the bill had passed, would have made the legislature itself guilty of crimes. After seeing all this testimony and seeing all the media coverage and the public attention that this matter was getting, the Senate chose not to pass it due to public pressure. And that's great. But it's also important for us to remember that this was low-hanging fruit. This was a relatively easy battle for us to win. The committee the bill was referred to, they allowed it to be voted on, but they also recognized that the way the bill is written, it was essentially impossible to enforce. We aren't going to be that lucky with a lot of these other bills. We aren't going to find favorable committees in a lot of these other states, or even in North Dakota with other transphobic and queerphobic bills that are coming out. So let's celebrate this victory and let's learn some lessons from it. Let's remember that when it's time to testify, we show out in force, we boldly proclaim our message, and we don't give up, we don't stop fighting, no matter how dire things are, no matter what an awful, shitty conservative state we live in, we keep fighting, and if we do so, sometimes we win.